Cha-cha-cha! Let's do it.
What are we calling this one? So 107. I got for Los Angeles Kings 2010-2011 season wrap-up.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalzewski.
And you know, it must be the off-season. Why? I'm wearing T-shirts and shorts. It is not cold anymore in Los Angeles. What's up?
That's right. Yeah, we're back, Kings fans. Been a little bit, took a little break after that grueling playoff stretch, but we're back here tonight to wrap up the season. Going to talk about some of the players, some of our thoughts on the season, give a shout-out to some fans.
True fans. There we go. So settle back, enjoy. It could be a long one. It's episode number 107, entitled 2010-2011 Los Angeles Kings season wrap-up or something.
All right, Keith, what a season. What
Yeah.
a season. You know, started off in the offseason, you know, I thought made some decent moves. You know, got Willie Mitchell, sort of plugged the defensive gap there.
We did.
Big sort of risky sign, but it ended up working out. It started off the season, you know, let's talk about the inconsistency throughout the season, and it started off 12-3. You know, we're talking about, you know,
Stanley Cup. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we are talking about. I mean, I've looked at this team. They can do no wrong. You know, we're gonna win the championship. You know, I was right there with the rest of you idiots. But then, you know, we went on some degenerative losing streak. You know, couldn't put the puck in the back of the net. Sort of been this, you know, the story all season long. It really kind of, Chris, spoke to a lack of speed and the lack of a sniper. Because if Ryan Smith is your top line left wing, what the hell? I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And this inconsistency would last all season long. You know, November they lost 7 of 8 at one point. And then that carried into December, January, or there was another losing streak where I think they lost 10 of 12. And that's when we sort of said that we didn't think the Kings would make the playoffs. We were just being honest. Get over it.
You know, they looked like they did it, and that's one of the things about the Los Angeles Kings this season is, you know, they're real teases. You know, they're like the strippers at the high-end strip joint. You know, you think you're gonna, but you can't. And I mean, that's what it is. You know, and they love to disappoint and then, you know, re-up you. But you know what? They made the playoffs, which was fantastic. You know, some really good stories. Andrei Kopitar really becoming a two-way forward, a true number one center. However, still had that goal drought.
This has been happening a lot. I mean, this is not what an elite player does. Like Crosby never goes 20 games without a goal or with one goal. You know, so yes, he definitely improved his two-way game, but it's this goal drought. You can't do that. I mean, you look at how many points he would have had, obviously, if he didn't get injured. But, you know, if he wouldn't have had a couple droughts that he had, I mean, we're talking close to 90, you know?
I think so, too, and I wonder how much of it was not having a legitimate left winger on his side. I mean, Terry Murray constantly changed up the lines, and, you know, a lot of people fault Terry Murray for that. But he doesn't have the real components there. I mean, I know we got Dustin Penner at the trade deadline, and Kopitar looked good with him until he went down. But, you know, I really think that, you know, looking forward to the offseason, it's a score that we need still. It's probably on the left. Is Dino going to do it? Probably not. What's up, Kings fans? It's Keith. We're here preseason 2010, still in shorts, getting ready to go. LA Kings hockey is upon us. You know what? I'm saying I like our chances. Kings to win the cup. 4-3.
Look at the guys that they threw in here this year. You know, we had Marco Sturm. Remember that guy? He was there for
Who's that?
a couple games. I know, it's very forgettable.
German.
Yeah, he's German. I remember that. You know, we had Dwight King up there. Laktianov was playing up on that line for a while. But so, yeah, it's hard to follow Kopitar completely because he really didn't. It was so inconsistent there, really all year long.
Yeah, it definitely was. And, you know, what I really liked is that we're now starting to roll 4 lines. I know Terry Murray has some big hard-on for Kevin Westgarth, which I think is a little bizarre. But you got the emergence of guys like Trevor Lewis, Alec Martinez on defense. You know, the young kids are starting to step up, so the Kings do have that depth. They don't have those marquee people that some of the other teams have. I mean, watching the Canucks tonight against the Preds, it's very obvious how much skill can really, you know, win you games and win you series.
Yeah, you know, Dustin Brown is also in that inconsistency group this year. You know, he had a couple big droughts as well. You know, picked it up definitely late in the season where he had a couple huge stretches there to help get the Kings into the playoffs. But, you know, it's safe to say that this guy, you know, maybe he is a third liner. You know, maybe that 35-goal year was a fluke, and he's going to be the guy that gets you maybe 25 sometimes. You know, it's pretty clear. But he's a fantastic captain, and you can tell he's in control of that team. The locker room is, you know, fully supportive of him as well as the coaching staff, and, you know, LA loves him.
I love Dustin Brown, too, and I think you're right, Chris. I think that on a good team, he is a second-line right winger, maybe even a first, but on an elite team, he's probably a third, chipping in 25 goals, doing what Alexei Ponikarovsky couldn't. Let's talk about some of the disappointments this year. Alexei Ponikarovsky being one. Obviously, signing him for $3.5 million. We expected more than 2 goals or whatever the hell he had. And the other guys I'm disappointed in is Jack Johnson and Drew Doughty.
Yeah, our big defenseman that we're really counting on this year. Jack was somewhat consistent in the assists category. Definitely he had I think the most power play assists throughout the season. But Drew Doughty had an awful first half of the season. Guy where we're totally counting on to score some goals, at least get the puck to the net. I mean, how many times did he hit the boards? At the point.
Too many. I think Drew Doughty going into the offseason really needs to work on his conditioning. He really needs to get himself to that elite level. I mean, Steven Stamkos went to Gary Roberts' camp and learned nutrition and how to work out. I think Drew Doughty needs to do the same thing.
What is up, Kings fans? It is December 2010. The Kings are playing a little iffy right now, but still hanging in there in the Western Conference. I like the way they're playing right now. They're hitting, they're scoring sometimes. Goaltending's been great. I think we're going to hang in there. I still think we're going to be number 2 in the conference division win. Yes.
But let's look at some of the more telling stats that we have here on our very nice script. Kings 25th in the league in goals per game. I mean, that's got to get better. You can't rely on guys like Jonathan Quick, team MVP for me, to carry it.
Yeah, Quick definitely MVP for me too. But yeah, 25 is pretty low. It's not what you expect really from a playoff team, even to be that low in goal scoring. So definite need there. Ding, light just went off. Definitely need another score like we've been saying all year long.
Speaking of that power play, we were 21st overall in the NHL in power play. That's bad. You know what? I'm sorry. Jamie Compon is got to go.
Yeah, they need to sort of maybe refigure that philosophy. But you can't fault him 100% because the players that he had out there who have the potential just weren't getting it done. I mean, if you look at it on paper or if you're playing NHL 11,
yeah,
you're going to have a fantastic power play. So really, there's no excuse why they can't turn that around.
Yeah, now on the other side of it, on the defensive side, you're looking at 6th in the league in goals against and 4th overall in penalty kill. That's just something that you got to keep going. The big question remains out there, are we going to resign Michael Handzus? Handzus definitely took a bit of a drop in the goal-scoring category, but was there when he needed to be defensively. Obviously had some face-off issues in the playoffs, but, I don't know. Chris, resign Handzus? Let him walk?
I'm kind of torn on this one because he does provide the veteran leadership. He's played a lot of playoff games. He's been there. But, production-wise, yeah, he's slowed down. I think if he comes back at a discount, you take it. But I think fans are screaming for Schenn to take over, one of the centers. And the Kings are so stocked with centers right now. It's ridiculous. I'm inclined to say, yes, we get rid of him and let him walk.
Hey, what's up, Kings fans? Keith here. I don't know. It's getting a little crazy here. Kings have been on a lot of losing streaks. But you know what? We got Marco Sturm. Marco Sturm, Lombardi drafted him, character guy. He's German, which is huge. I don't know, I like our chances. I'm saying... I think they have to learn. They can't always rely on a guy like that. And I think you're right. I think I honestly see Laktianov as a second-line center. I know people can kind of disagree there, but I don't think you're going to see both of them make camp. I don't know. I mean, I'd take... If Michael Handzus wanted to come back for $1.5 million, it's hard-pressed for me to say don't resign him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So we'll see what happens. That's one of the big issues going into the offseason. But, the biggest, obviously, is getting some more speed out there. They're slow.
That's the... But here's the thing on the offseason market, Chris. I mean, Brad Richards, your number one guy out there, is not going to sign with the LA Kings. The Rangers are going to try and dump some salary. He's going to sign there. He's going to sign with Toronto, which means we have to be savvy at the trade table or in the trade market over the summer. Dean Lombardi did show he's willing to overpay with a guy like Dustin Penner. Is he willing to do something like that again?
Yeah, Richards will definitely entertain some offers, but it's not going to happen. He might come to visit Dustin Brown, and he'll take him on the tour like he did with Kovalchuk. But
Terry Murray will buy him coffee.
Essentially, he's not going to sign here. So yeah, we got to kind of go to a plan B. And who else is out there, big time scoring wise, that we're going to be able to get without trading, some serious talent?
That's right. So Kings fans, your question of the day is, if we don't sign anybody in the offseason, who do you want the Kings to trade for? Leave your trade proposals, as always, downstairs.
What's up, Kings fans? So, you know what? Season's over. Lost in 6 games to the Sharks. If the Kings season had an epitaph, it would read, Kopitar, out for the season. It's too bad, but I like our chances next year. I'm going to go ahead and guarantee a Stanley Cup win. Plan the parade now. Stanley Cup champs next year. Woo!
All right, so we will finally acknowledge it because the season's over. The playoffs are over. But Keith had a bet with the Hockey Card Show, with Jink over there, to see who would have more points for the defensemen, Rafalski and Lidstrom versus Doughty and Johnson. Now, I hate to say this, but these are Chris Nadeau-like numbers, like the bet you had the previous year. The Red Wings defensemen had 100 points, and Johnson and Doughty had 82. So that brings Keith's shot total to 28. Which is a lot.
Yeah, I got to say, Dink, I thought I had this in the bag after Drew Doughty's season, Jack Johnson. But you know what? You guys got it done. Nicholas Lidstrom was awesome and deserves the Norris Trophy. There's no doubt about it. So I got 28 shots I got to do, and we're going to do it this summer. Kalzewski over here has agreed to do a few with me, so stay tuned for that. Unfortunately, I'm out of Crown Royal, so we're not doing any tonight. Whatever, suck it, Dink. All right, Kings fans, you know who we are. We're Chris and Keith, and we're sitting at the table. We're two fans of the Los Angeles Kings, and this year we took a little bit of flack from some true fans. So we're going to respond to you in a little segment we like to call Hey Fans.
The first one goes out to Hockey Grandma 33. I'm sorry, but this team was never like the 93 Kings. That's going to go down as one of the most bizarre things I have ever read. This team was never going to win the Cup this year, so I'm sorry that you're not going to watch the show anymore, which sucks because I thought it was kind of cool that we had someone that was around when hockey was invented.
This one goes out to future Mrs. Anjay Kopitar, or Saved by Quick, or Kings fan Ashley, or whatever the hell she's calling herself now. Ashley, thanks for watching. A message for you. Just because I don't think the Kings are going to win the Stanley Cup before the puck dropped on the 2010-2011 season doesn't make me less of a fan. Furthermore, watching the Kings and making, observations that are actually true and commenting about them does not make us less than a fan. So although I had faith in my team and I cheered for them and I wanted them to win, I made a realistic and educated prediction that we would not make it past the first round in the 2010-2011 Stanley Cup playoffs. That's just not being negative, it's being realistic. So listen, get over it. All right, okay. All right, Kings fans, we are pretty much done with the season, recapping it, so we're not going to talk about that anymore this offseason, but we got some really good things coming up. We got a roundtable that we do every summer now with some of the bloggers and media of the Los Angeles Kings. We got some interesting segments. We got bloopers, deleted scenes.
Yeah, we got a couple PSAs we had planned. Also a huge project, a music video. Actually planning on doing as well, so look out for some exciting content this summer. We're not going off the air at all.
No, it's going to be a hell of a summer. We may take a few breaks here and there, but whatever. Get on the site. I'm Keith Cornelick.
I'm Chris Kalzewski.
And thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.